Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is AMIR BINTI NAIN ZAKIN 19BB01020. So today our group will present computer crime in Malaysia, prepared for Madam Farah Muhammad Shah Wahid. So this is our group members. The first one is introduction. Since more than 3 decades, the ICT development in this region has been rapid. Since the MSC's inception in 1996, Malaysia has grown into a regional ICT hub as a result of cyber-related developments. Rapid ICT breakthroughs have been accompanied by corresponding rates that have appeared and evolved in practically every facet of life, posing a significant threat to the country's well-being. The next is definition of cybercrime. Almost anybody who uses a computer or is online user has been a victim of cybercrime, and in most circumstances has also been perpetrator. The youth are the most vulnerable. Using technology to defraud, harass and spread false information, cybercrime currently accounts for 70% of all business crime cases. Next is categories of cybercrime, which is the first one is data crime. Data crime divided by 2, which is the first one is modification of data and the second one is data theft. That modification of data is to ensure that data cannot be edited or viewed while in transit. Communications must be kept private. Data can be tampered with as it transfers between locations in a distributed environment, allowing a malicious third party to commit a computer crime. And the next is data theft, which is when information is illegally stolen or obtained from a corporation or another individual. This term is used. User information such as passwords, social security numbers, credit card numbers or personal information or other private company information is commonly used. The next category of cybercrime, which is the second one, is network crime. Network crime divided by 2, and the first one is network interferences and the second one is network sabotage. Network interferences is network inputting, transmitting, destroying, deleting, degrading, changing or suppressing network data in order to disrupt the operation of a computer network. And the second one is network sabotage. Network sabotage or poor managers attempting to perform the duties of those they are ordinarily in charge of. It could be one or more the aforementioned factors. The last category of cybercrime is access crime. Access crime is also divided by 2, which is the first one is unauthorized access and the second one in dissemination of viruses. Unauthorized access takes a look into a computer cracker on the world from the inside, which is dissemination of virus is malicious software that integrates with other programs. Viruses, worms, treasure hoards, time bombs, logic bombs, rabbits, and bacteriums are examples of malicious software that run a victim system. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is ATIKAH NADIRAH binti HAZIZAN 19BB01028. So today I'm going to continue the presentation with the cyber law in Malaysia. So the first one is Computer Crime Act 1997, which is an act to provide for offences relating to the misuse of the computer. So the second one is Communication and Multimedia Act 1998 CMA, which is an act to provide for and to regulate the emerging communication and multimedia industries and for incidental matters. The third one is Malaysian Communication and Multimedia Commission Act 1998, which is an act to provide for the establishment of the Malaysian Communication and Multimedia Commission with powers to supervise and regulate the communication and multimedia activities in Malaysia and to enforce the communication and multimedia laws of Malaysia and for related matters. Next one is Digital Signature Act 1997, which is an act to make provision for and to regulate the use of digital signatures and to provide for matters connected therewith. And the last one is Electronic Commerce Act 2006, which is an act to provide for legal recognition of electronic message in commercial transaction and the use of the electronic message to fulfill legal requirement and to enable and facilitate commercial transaction through the use of electronic means and other matters connected therewith.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is ASHRAF bin ZAHIRUDIN 19BB01010. Next, we will proceed with type of cybercrime. Firstly is communication in furtherance of criminal. Criminal organization activity are enhanced by technology in the same way that legitimate organization in business and governmental sector rely on information system for communication and record keeping. Telecommunication equipment have been found to be used to enable organized drug trafficking, gambling, prostitution, money laundering, child pornography, and weapon trafficking. Criminal communication may be beyond the gaps of law enforcement if encryption technology is used. Next is electronic money laundering and tax evasion. For a long time, electronic fund transfer have assisted in concealing the movement of criminal proceeds. Emerging technology will make it easier to hide source of ill-gotten money. Income acquired illegally may also be more easily hidden from tax authorities. Large financial institutions will no longer be the only capable of sending electronic funds transfer across many jurisdictions at light speed. The growth of financial institutions and parallel banking network may allow for bypassing of central bank oversight, but it may also make easier for avoid cash transaction reporting requirement in countries that have them. Through the use of telecom, traditional underground bank which have thrived in Asian countries for generations will have even more capacity. The third one is sales investment fraud. As electronic becomes increasingly common, the use of digital technology for fraudulent purpose will become more common. In becoming more popular to utilize the phone for deceptive sale pitches, false charitable appeal, or phony investment overtures. From classic securities like stocks and bonds to more offbeat options like coconut farming, the sales and leaseback of automated teller machine and worldwide telephone lotteries. Cyberspace today offers a diverse range of financial alternatives. Fraudsters now have quick and low-cost access to millions of potential victims all around the world. The next type of cybercrime is illegal interception of telecommunication. Telecommunication advancements have opened new opportunities of electronic eavesdropping. Telecommunication interception has a growing number of use ranging from the traditional surveillance of an unfaithful spouse to most cutting-edge kind of political and economic espionage. New vulnerabilities are created as a result of technical advancement. Yet again, the electromagnetic signal that a computer emits can be intercepted as well. Broadcast antennas could be made out of cable. The remote monitoring of computer radiation is not prohibited by the law. Lastly is electronic funds transfer fraud. As the use of electronic payment transfer method has risen, so has the possibility of such transactions being intercepted and redirected. Valid credit card numbers can be intercepted both electronically and physically, and digitally data stored on a card can be forged. Just as an armed thief may steal a car to make a rapid way, a criminal could steal a telecommunication service and use them for vandalism, fraud, or to promote a criminal conspiracy. Compound computer crime is when two or more of the generic forms listed above are combined.
Saya AMIRAH MANSOR 19BB01029. Okay, I'm going to proceed with our next slide, which is Malaysia technology or computer crime cases. Okay, the first one is malware. Malware is the umbrella term for a variety of malicious software types such as viruses, ransomware, and spyware. Malware is a type of code created by cybercriminals with the intent of causing substantial harm to data and systems or gaining unauthorized access to a network. Malware is often distributed via email as a link or a file, requiring the user to click on the link or open the file in order to run it. Next one is spoofing. Spoofing is the act of misinterpreting an unknown source's message as coming from known and trusted source. Spoofing can be as simple as a computer impersonating an IP address, address resolution protocol or ARP, or domain name system DNS. Spoofing can be used to acquire access to a target's personal information, to spread malware via infected links or attachments, to bypass net access rules, or to redistribute traffic in order to launch a denial of service attack. Spoofing is a common approach for a malicious attacker to get access to a system in order to carry out a wider cyber attack, like an advanced persistent threat or a man-in-the-middle attack. The third one is High Yield Investment Program, HYIP. A High Yield Investment Program is a deceptive investment scheme that promises extremely high returns on investments, often in excess of 100%. The majority of HYIPs are Ponzi schemes in which the organizer solicits money from new investors in order to pay return to existing investors. HYIPs, sometimes known as prime bank scams, usually involve the alleged trading or issuance of prime bank financial instruments, with references to prime European or prime international bank instruments. Excessive money-back guarantee returns, fixed financial instruments, extreme secrecy, promises that investment are an exclusive opportunity, and excessive intricacies surrounding the investments are all warning indications of HYIP. The fourth one is pornography or online gambling. Cyber pornography is defined as the act of creating, displaying, disseminating, importing, or publishing obscene materials through the internet, particularly materials relating to children engaging in sexual actions with the adults. Pornography is a criminal offense that has been labeled as one of the most core forms of expression that harms people. Clients use the internet to manufacture sex, sexual life, sexual actions, and act to orchestrate sexual exercises from a computer screen. There are various destinations that display various filthy stuff as photo and brief illustrative films to sound record and stories. Online gambling. Online gambling is the act of betting on casinos or sports over the internet. It's known as online gambling. It's also known as e-gambling or internet gambling. Credit cards are commonly used to place bets, and the winning or losses are enjoyed as a result. The next one is user-generated content, UGC. UGC is described as any sort of content created and shared by contributors, or to use a more accurate term, fans. It can apply to everything from photos, to videos, to testimonials, to tweets, to blogs, articles, and everything in between, and it refers to users promoting a brand rather than the brand itself. And the last one is personal journalism. Journalism is unethical as traditional public reporting. It still places a premium on facts, fairness, honesty, and accurate reporting. While personal journalism, on the other hand, is written differently. It is written for one person by one person, a person with whom we may identify. In personal journalism, the byline is more than just a name beneath a headline. It is all about the persona and the charisma. Journalists who work for themselves do more than just report the news. They reveal something about who they are, what they believe, what motivates them, and what they value. We can tell if a personal journalist is biased. All journalists should support this heritage of truth-telling, but only personal journalists make it as a habit. Thank you, that's all from me.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad ZAINUDIN, 19BB01006. Now, I will continue with impact of cybercrime over teenager. Children under the age of 18 are more sensitive to and fearful of cyberbullying. When a person receives threats, bad comments, or negative pictures or comments from another person, it is referred to cyberbullying. And most people who have been hit by cyberbullying will experience depression, humiliation, and easily feel threatened with their surroundings. That can lead to suicide or self-harm. Next, impact of cybercrime over private industry. If I had to choose 3 characteristics to describe cybercrime, I would choose obtrusive, silent, and dangerous. The fact that this type of crimes are generally silent is a huge challenge in combating the risk. All firms have been subject to malware-based attacks like virus, and the data relating to inside activities and the damage caused by social engineering attacks is particularly fascinating. There is a clear situation concerning the impact of cybercrime on large firms, but a considerable impact is observed on small business, which face cyber threats with fewer resources and accept the risk associated with exposure. Next, emotional impact of cybercrime. The study which is the first to look into the emotional impact of cybercrime, which is most likely to feel angry, annoyed and cheating, and that they often blame themselves for the attack. But minority do not believe it will happen to them, and nearly 80% do not believe cyber criminals will be prosecuted, leading to an ironic reaction to act and a sense of helplessness.
Next, we will see some of the example issues. The rise of cybercrime in Malaysia, what you need to avoid, from Astro Awani. According to the Malaysian Crime Prevention Foundation, MCPF, total losses recorded in regard to cybercrime for 2019 and 2020 were RM 305 million and RM 247 million respectively.
So the next cases is Malaysians suffer 2.23 billion losses from cyber crime fraud, which is Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Deputy Minister Dato' Rosul Wahid said that the development of e-commerce was akin to a double-edged sword where fraud, scam and other cyber crimes via digital platform has increased in line with the success of digital business.
Awareness. Online content awareness. Brand awareness is not just about recognize your company's name or not your target audience, but you must show the quality, the qualification with your industry to customer. Second is security awareness. To increase security awareness, we must create a password in every of our electrical appliances that have important data such as personal computer, database computer, phone and so on. Thank you, that's all for me.
In conclusion, the internet utilities has been demonstrated in a varieties of ways, which should be presumably be sufficient to prevent it from becoming a hotbed of criminal activity and a haven for the malevolent. Although the government has a vital role to play, the majority of fraud prevention must be done by a private software producers and those with ability to detect and prevent fraud. So last but not least, I hope everyone can take extra care about this cybercrime and stay safe. That's all from us. Thank you.